make you guys nervous when I say that? Sit on the edge of your seats a little bit. You should be a little nervous. Christina, come on up here. Christina is one of our friends from Kansas, and I'd love her to share her kind of before and after as well with us. Give us an idea of what she's got going on. Take a few minutes.
Okay. Hi. I'm with you. This is a very uncomfortable feeling. But, I love all of you guys, so I know that I'm safe. So, okay. So, about 3 years ago, I was at a lunch meeting, and I didn't know anybody there. I own a salon, and my goal was to build my business. Get out there, talk to people, meet new people. I had a severe migraine. I couldn't eat. I couldn't focus. I couldn't listen. All I could do was sit there with my hands on my head, and these oils came by. And as they went by, something changed. So my friend was sitting beside me, and I reached over and I snatched them from her, and I'm holding them and not letting anybody else smell them. And afterwards, I met Shauna, and we had a one-on-one, and I learned that there were other ways to help illnesses. I've had 9 operations. I've had several tumors removed. I've had a lot of health issues, and doctors are not my friends. They wanted to give me medicine after medicine after medicine, and when I met Shauna, I was taking 20 different medications for several different things, some of them 4 and 5 times a day. I couldn't focus. I couldn't take care of my children. I'm a single mom of 4, running a business, and I felt like a zombie. I literally was at the end of my rope, contemplating suicide. I couldn't handle the pain and the pressure in my head anymore, and those rollers made my head ache stop. So Shauna started me on Solle, and I took it day by day. I instantly stopped taking all my medications, and I was seeing 2 neurologists, one in Kansas and one in Kansas City. They were testing me for MS. They were testing me for all kinds of things. They didn't know what was wrong with me. They couldn't explain my pain. They couldn't make it any better. They couldn't even make my headache stop, but they just kept giving me more. So when I found Solle, Shauna gave me samples and a set of oils, and I felt better. So I said, no more medicine, I'm done. And I started taking Solle. I went to my neurologist in Kansas City, and she said, you look good. How is everything? And I said, I'm great. And she said, how are the medications? And I said, they suck. I said, I don't want your medicine, and I don't want to take it anymore. I can't handle it anymore. And she goes, but you look good. You sound good. You look alert. Your color's good. And she goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm doing Solle. And she looked at me crazy, and she goes, okay, I'll bite. What's Solle? And I knew with her being a neurologist, doctors are very skeptic. They want to give you that magic pill. They don't want to give you something natural. So I took my oils, and I took my drink mixes, and I showed them to her. And when I left that day, she asked me for a business card, and could she refer people to me to help other people? So that was huge. So here we are 3 years later, and yesterday I'm sitting here and my whole world falls apart. I have a 17-year-old son that's struggling, and he's been struggling since we were on the cruise. And on the cruise, Danae Gibbon and Debbie Swanker and Lance, I was up here earlier, his wife Denise, wrapped their arms around me and gave me some of the best advice. Sometimes it's hard to love somebody and let him go. Thursday, I kicked my son out of my house. And yesterday, I got a phone call, and he was no food, out in the cold, nowhere to sleep. Mom, will you please help me? That's really hard to not help your child when they need it. But Thursday, I got probably 35 really nasty text messages of me being called every name in the book. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I went to the police station and I actually filed a criminal charge on my son, which was horrible. And I kicked him out of my house and filed a runaway charge. And then yesterday when he calls me and he tells me all this stuff, I couldn't do anything. I'm here, he's there. He made the choice. And I had to make a choice to either enable my child or stand up and make him learn from his choices. But when I went through all of this, and I went to Jordan yesterday, it was okay. When I met Shauna 3 years ago, I was an emotional basket case. I cried at everything. If somebody looked at me wrong, if somebody said the wrong thing. I have gone through a lot of traumatic things in my life, and it just kind of took a toll. But yesterday, when I got all those messages, I stood up, walked out of the room, I took care of it, I came back, and I was right back in here with you guys. And it was okay. So I realized yesterday that I may not be where I'm at, where I want to be in soul, but spiritually I am. When I started soul and I started to feel better, I decided to go on a self journey, not realizing that's what soul was about. I decided to go to a therapist and a counselor for me, so I could love me, so I didn't have to depend on somebody else to love me. And I didn't have to depend on anybody else letting me down and not being there for me. That I could be a strong person to be there for myself and love myself regardless of anybody else and give that to my kids. And yesterday I realized that with our products, that's where I'm at. I've grown a lot in the last 3 years. I'm crying now, but I really am emotionally stable now. And it's amazing to me, the support I get from all of you guys. I didn't know Danae or Debbie or Darcy or a lot of you guys when I started this. But you guys are my go-tos now. You guys are my strength and my support that I've never experienced before. We have an amazing company that is, like Valerie said, it's the heart of it, but I call it the soul to soul because it is. We make a difference, not only with people's lives, but with their health. And that's a trickle effect. Shauna got it from Valerie. I got it from Shauna. Jason's getting it from me. We are making a difference, one person at a time. And that all started with our founders. So I don't really care about the money that I make because it will come. But I do care about the relationships that I'm building and the strengths that we have together and the numbers that we're multiplying to and the differences that we're making mentally, financially, through our families and together. So if you guys are new, give us a chance. We'll grow on you. We'll get you there and we'll build you and we'll all do it together and we're making a difference. And I'm so proud of all of you guys and the love that's in this room and the love that you guys give to each other and the support. Some of us have never known that before. Some of you guys have always had that. And you guys are teaching us how to be that for other people too. So thank you.